Dune Part 2 is the newest addition to Denis Villeneuve's take on the story. This film features Paul Atreides once again as he tries to figure out his way in the universe. So let's talk about Dune Part 2. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be talking about Dune Part 2. So my initial thoughts on this film is that this movie is nothing but extraordinary. Held by Denis Villeneuve, he does it once again, and he provides an experience like no other. This is one of the best films I've seen in a very long time. I thought it was amazing from start to finish, and I loved everything about it. I'll begin with the things that I enjoyed in Dune Part 2. The first thing I'll talk about is the direction from Denis Villeneuve. First off, Dune is a very hard story to adapt. A lot of people have tried it in the past with David Lynch, and they've done multiple television series, and Denis Villeneuve took that responsibility and tried to hit the home run. I like the first part, and the second part is just another great addition. Denis Villeneuve really cares about this story and knows exactly how to tell it. While watching Dune Part 2, it is clearly obvious that he knows what he's doing because everything about this movie is brilliant. From the structure of how the story is told to the shots that he provides, and just the look makes you feel like you're in a sci-fi thrill ride. Another highlight that I had for Dune Part 2 would be the acting. This film is jam-packed with a superstar cast. There's many performances that I liked, and there's a couple of characters and performances that I didn't like that much. But I'll talk about those dislikes later on in this video. I'll give you my 5 highlights for my favorite performances in Dune Part 2. Starting with the lead man himself, with Timothée Chalamet. He plays as Paul Atreides. This is by far the best performance Timothée Chalamet has ever given. He plays Paul Atreides so well that he keeps him likable and interesting the entire time. At the end of this film, I was rooting for him 100%. Rebecca Ferguson returns to play as Paul Atreides' mother, and I think she does a good job in executing her role in this film. Josh Brolin also returns to play as this military help for Paul Atreides, and he does a good job, and he has multiple action sequences that I enjoyed heavily. Javier Bardem is also in this movie. He returns. He was in the first part as well, and he is in this film to help Paul Atreides out. He's in this sand people type of clan or whatever, and he tries to show Timothée Chalamet's character Paul Atreides the way of his people. Austin Butler appears in the Dune franchise for the very first time. His role is to play a villain-esque character that tries to end Paul Atreides' attempt at gaining control over the universe. Austin Butler does a good job. I enjoyed the way that he performed as this villain character, but for me, he still has that Elvis accent that he had when he had to play Elvis in the Elvis movie, and I couldn't get past that, but that's just me personally. I think his performance was extraordinary. In regards to a cinematic experience, Dune Part 2 has a lot of technical aspects that are extraordinary. Starting with the cinematography is structured so interesting and so well that it makes you feel like you're in this weird, intense sci-fi universe. Every shot is brilliantly created and it looks beautiful the entire time. Secondly, the sound design or the score made by Hans Zimmer is once again fantastic. He made the sound design and the score for the first film, and in this film he carries on his excellence. There's a lot of vibrant sounds, and the score is just so thrilling, intense. It makes this movie really impactful, and it feels like an epic. Lastly, the costume design is excellently crafted. Each character feels unique. Each house in the Dune world also feels unique and special because they all have different costumes. I just felt like every single aspect of Dune in regards to making this film as best as it possibly could be just was authentic, and it made me escape reality into this weird sci-fi universe that I couldn't take my eyes away. Now I'll talk about the slight dislikes I had in Dune Part 2. As I mentioned earlier in this video when I was discussing performances that I enjoyed, there was a few performances that I didn't like all that much. Starting with Zendaya, I feel Zendaya is entirely miscast in this Dune franchise with Denis Villeneuve's take on the universe. She doesn't feel like the character she's supposed to play as, with this Chani character that plays as Paul Atreides' love interest. Zendaya feels and acts like Zendaya this entire time. She really doesn't feel like she's an actress that has range. She just feels like Zendaya and she belongs on a sitcom. The other person that I thought did not that great would be Dave Bautista. I'm a big fan of Dave Bautista, but he is not remotely interesting in this Dune universe. In the first movie, I thought he was misplaced. In this film, he also feels misplaced. He just feels like Dave Bautista in a sci-fi world, and I just was really taken out of the experience as soon as Bautista came on the screen, and he just felt like this wrestler that was in this Dune universe. The hype is real for Dune Part 2. This is an amazing film that I liked entirely. Denis Villeneuve is an excellent director that carries this film from start to finish. This movie is riddled with excellent performances, and the cinematography, sound design, and costume design are all excellent. But there are a couple performances that I personally didn't enjoy, but those are just nitpicks. Dune Part 2 is exactly what everybody is saying. This movie is magnificent. This is the film that everybody has been waiting for because it's nothing but extraordinary. This highlights exactly what a sci-fi thriller ride should be, and so I'm going to give Dune Part 2 2 thumbs up. Here's my recommendation. Should you go see Dune Part 2? The answer to that question is absolutely. This film is extraordinary. This is one of the best films I've ever seen, and it's been a while since I've seen a film that I've liked so much. Denis Villeneuve knows exactly how to make an epic sci-fi thrill ride, and he also knows a thing or two about making films. This is a must-see. Absolutely see this film. I'm considering watching it again, probably in IMAX, and the second time I watch it, I was blown away on how magnificent this film is. So if you're wondering if you should see this film, if the hype is truly real, that answer is absolutely 100%. See this movie. There you have it. That's my review for Dune Part 2. If you've seen the film, let me know your opinions down below in the comments. If you haven't seen it, let me know what your favorite Denis Villeneuve film is. For me, it's probably still Prisoners, even though Dune Part 2 was really good. I might have an opinion change a little bit later, but that's going to be it for me on this video. If you like this video, make sure to click that like button and consider watching another video on my channel. And if you like the stuff that I do here, make sure you're subscribed. That way I can see you next time. Till then, be yourself, and I will see you next time. Peace.